Like, I'll use the gi. I'm not saying I don't use it, but less than most people. Like, I know guys that if they take the gis off, they go down a level, you know. And I feel that when I take my gi off, I go up a level. I feel like I'm a step ahead of most people without the gi. I just feel it's easier to move. You know, the gi is just like, it's everything you do is harder. If you're going to defend yourself, you have to position yourself the right way. You don't get away with being slipped. You know, you don't have a gi on. You go like this and you get out of it, and you think you're doing it the right way. Well, it's sloppy. You know, you can scramble out of stuff, and the next thing you know, because you get away with it, you think you're doing it the right way, and it's not. You're not going to get away with it with the gi. If you don't do it correctly, you're going to get tried. You're going to get stuck, and you're not moving. You have to move the right way. You have to learn how to position your hips. You have to learn how to pummel. You have to learn how to. Everything you do is harder. Do I recommend training exclusively with the gi? No, absolutely not.
A lot of think it's the future of not wearing gi. It's actually.
I think a lot because of MMA. Like a lot of people have like, why am I going to train with the gi? No one's going to be fighting with the gi. It's silly. It's stupid. Well, I think that's the whole debate is actually kind of silly. You know, like, no one questions a boxer that hits the mitts, or hits the bag, or he hits the speed bag or the double end bag. You know, like hitting the bag is not realistic. You know, the bag doesn't fight back. The bag doesn't move. It's, you know, but it's an exercise. But no one questions a boxer that hits the bag. You know, no one questions a guy that's running. You know, training with the gi is 10 times more realistic than running. It is 50 times closer to an MMA match than running is. You know, but no one questions a fighter that's running. You know, that's kind of weird. And then they question a guy that's training with the gi. You know, it's an exercise, just like everything else. It's harder to move. You're not going to get away with being sloppy. If you get caught in an arm bar, you don't get away with going like this. You're stuck there. You have to really learn how to position yourself and use your weight. I believe that guys with a gi background, they're far more technical overall. I'm not saying that you can't be a good grappler if you train exclusive with the gi. I know guys that train exclusive without the gi, they're fucking hard to grapple with. But I think if you look at the guys that have a gi background, overall they're more technical. Just because it's harder. Like when I take my gi off, I feel like it's easy to defend myself. I'm not even concerned. Like someone goes on my back, I'm like, it's easy. With the gi, it's so much harder to defend yourself. You know, there's just so much more. I compared the no gi grappling to an Atari, like the old video game, and the gi grappling's like an Xbox 360. There's so much more you can do. You know, it's just harder. You know, I even like MMA fighters walk in here and I'll tell them, I recommend you train with the gi at least once a week, you know, and they like look at me like I'm crazy. I'm like, I'm out of my mind. And I really do. Like, I've been training less with the gi than I used to, and I feel like your pressure and your time, it's a little off. I want to get back to training more with the gi. Even if I have MMA in mind, you still should train like with the gi maybe once a week. It definitely helps, and I think it's one of those things. You can be good if you train exclusively without the gi, but training with the gi is so much harder. You know, it's so much harder.
Okay, how many famous MMA fighters train at your place? Or are you training with them privately?
I train with a lot of guys. You know, guys in and out of this gym. Guys that are here consistently are Frank Mir, Forrest Griffin, Martin Kampman, Jay Hiron, Tyson Griffin, Gray Maynard, Phil Baroni. The list goes on. And then we have guys that come in here like, you know, now and then. We had the Olympic gold medalist Ishii, the judoka from Japan. He was here training for a while. We have people all over the country coming over, and we had
like the most potential out of those which you actually.
I think Frank is probably the most talented guy I've ever met. You know, like he's incredibly intelligent, which I think that's a trait that not a lot of people take in consideration when you're a fighter. They think that a fighter has to be aggressive and be strong and be explosive and all that and train hard, and that's that certainly helps. That's part of it. But I think that being a smart fighter is key. You know, and Frank's incredibly intelligent. Like, you don't have to show him something 50 times. You tell him, this is what you're doing wrong, and he'll make the mistake like maybe once or twice, and that's it. So it's easy to work with him. You know, his jiu-jitsu went like this. I would say like another guy that really impresses me is Forrest, because like I don't think he's like the most talented guy in any way, but he just like does a good job overall, and he's just so disciplined, and it's easy to teach him. You know, like he's gotten so much, but he's an incredible athlete. He's an incredible athlete. I really like working with him. He's a good training partner for me too. Martin Kampman, he got a lot better. I remember the first time I trained with him at Extreme Couture. Like it wasn't even a hard time. It's just like playing with him. You know, like today he'll give me a hard time. Like he makes me work. You know, I can't go easy with him. You know, I have to work. Just a lot of guys, man. Like some people, I think the people that are open-minded, they're willing to learn. They have what I call a white belt mentality, you know. And then what that means is they acknowledge that they don't know everything, and they're willing to learn and improve. And you got certain people that they will just, in their minds, they're so incredible already that they don't have to learn anything. That's when they stop evolving. They think, okay, I know enough, and they're just game. I know, I'm not going to mention names, but there are MMA fighters out there. They've been fighting, you know, since 1997, and if you look at them, 1997 today, they're the exact same guy. Like nothing's changed. The exact same fighter.
I think there's a lot of ego in this sport.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, especially like, you know, a lot of these guys, they get into the UFC and then they think they're stars already, and they think I'm the shit. You know, who are you to teach me? I'm like, all right, bro, whatever, man. You know, and then. You know, and then they get tapped their next fight, and they walk in the gym with their heads down, like they want to train jiu-jitsu. But I think that everyone has an ego. I do. Everyone. I don't. You know, I have a huge ego, just like everyone else. But the minute you let that ego keep you from learning, you know, I hate getting tapped. I don't like to lose. You know, I don't. I even striking. I'm gonna begin with striking. If someone beats me up on my feet, I get pissed off. I'm pissed off. Of course, I'm competitive, like every other fighter. But that's not keeping me from learning. Like, I want to learn. Like, I'll ask questions like, what is that guy doing? Okay, that guy beat me up. He beat me up for a reason. Why? What is he? And I'm willing to, you know, assimilate new things into my game. Whereas some people, you know, you'd be showing them something, they're like, yeah, whatever. And, you know, okay, whatever. You're not going to learn. You're not. And those are the guys that they never really evolve. And they might be good, you know, because they're incredible athletes, or they're just, you know, what they know they're good at. But they never really improve. And I think that I don't care how long you've been in this game or how good you are, how accomplished you are, there's always something else for you to get good at. And I'm speaking with jiu-jitsu here. I can train jiu-jitsu for another 300 years if I could live that long, and I would still be working on, I would be still perfecting it. You know, there's always something new to work on. There's always something you have to improve on. And a lot of people just, for some reason, just think they know enough, and, you know, they stop learning.
All right. Which supplements do you prefer as a fighter, and which one should be eaten by fighters and used by fighters?
I've taken a lot of supplements before. Like, I think that's like a part of, you know, there's a technical aspect, and then there's a mental aspect, and then there's the physical aspect, and then there's the nutrition aspect, and it's all part of, you know, I think that in the nutrition especially, it's something that a lot of fighters neglect. You know, they think that, you know, they're not the most disciplined guys when it comes to their diet and what supplements they take. And I've been working with Optivita Nutrition and Michael Kowalowski, and they've been really helping me with new supplements, and, you know, they got some of the best stuff out there. And it's something I neglected before. There's a difference, you know. I feel myself stronger, faster. I just like have energy to train, you know, like before, after I'm done, you know, I just feel my recovery is, you know, quicker. Like, I don't feel muscles all tired out. Like, after like 8 hours after the